Here's an Echo backpack blower, PB260L. I just diagnosed it, it's all apart. I didn't have time to make a video taking it apart, but I'm making this video because it took me a while to diagnose that. What was going on is it would run good only on the choke, and I cleaned the carb, even put a new carb kit, because one of the diaphragms looked a bit damaged. It made no difference. I checked everything, and when you pulled it over with the cord, it felt pretty good. Like, it felt like there was a lot of compression there. So I decided to take it all apart. I even checked the seals to see how they were on both sides, and they're fine. And when you look through the muffler, it didn't look too bad. But I decided to take the whole thing apart. But when I took the cylinder head off, I realized that one of the rings is jammed right onto the piston. So the top ring will only come out part ways. So if I try to take the top ring, only part of it comes out. The side of the exhaust port, that's where the ring is stuck. So I think it's overheated a bit, or a bit of carbon went in there. If you look inside the exhaust port here on the side of the cylinder, you can see some carbon buildup inside around the port. So usually that's from putting too much oil in the gas, and over time it builds up, falls off, and scratches your cylinder and your piston, or gets caught between the rings and causes damage there. If I feel the inside of the cylinder, there's a few little scratches in there. Not too bad though. So what happens when you got one ring that's not functioning like that is it's not sending enough back pressure to the carburetor through the impulse hole here, which comes from inside the cylinder. You can see that little hole inside this groove here, and that comes out to where the carburetor goes on. There's a spacer here with little holes that grab the impulse from the cylinder. There's a gasket that goes here, but this hole here is where the impulse comes out, and it actually makes its way into the carb here. So by having a ring not working, it wasn't sending enough air through the impulse hole. But when I cranked it over, it felt pretty good, so I was a bit deceived by that. So a good thing to do is always take off the muffler on your 2-cycle equipment and take a look at the rings and see what's going on, even if sometimes it feels okay.